We're going to tie an elk hair caddis. I'm going to start my thread back from the eye of the hook here. Attach my hackle feather. Just going to strip some of the fibers off here, exposing that stem. Bring my thread towards the back, back near the point of the hook. I'm going to lay that stem right on the side of the shank of the hook, right next to me, down at about a 45-degree angle. Take one loose wrap over it. Now tighten up by pulling towards me. Now I'm going to wrap back to the bend. Now I've got that feather attached. I'm going to bring my thread back up to the beginning here, staying back from the eye of the hook. I'm going to put my body on. This particular fly, I'm going to do a tan body. I'm going to wet my finger just a little bit and take a few fibers. I'm going to put those up on the thread and just twist in one direction. I'm just going to squeeze tight and twist. A few more fibers. I'm going to continue down and put about 2 inches of those fibers on that thread. Now I'm going to wrap my body. I want to wrap down and I want to wrap back. I want to wrap this twice. I need to add some more fibers to create my body. I'm just squeezing. There's a little bit of moisture from my tongue. Putting the fibers on there. I'm twisting just in one direction. I'm not being gentle with this. I'm squeezing pretty tightly. I want to build up that body just a little bit more. If you're having trouble putting dubbing on, chances are you're trying to put it on too thick. Just a very small amount, just enough to cover the thread. I'm going to taper this a little bit, have it a little bit fatter up front than it is towards the back. Now I can wrap my hackle feather. I want to get quite a few of these fibers on there. The more fibers I can get on, the better this thing's going to float. When I get up to where my thread is, I'm going to pull straight up on the feather, take my bobbin with my left hand and drop it over the back. Now I'll switch hands. Put tension on my thread and pull towards me. Now I can let go of that feather. Take 5 turns over the top of it to attach it in good shape. Now I can cut that feather off. Now I'm going to use my hair stacker to even up the ends of my elk hair. I'm going to take a pretty good bunch of elk hair. I want to cut this nice and close to the skin. Take the tips of these hairs and pull all those loose fibers and those short hairs out of there. So what I have is a nice clean bunch of hair now. I'm going to put them in the hair stacker, tips into the stacker. Tap my stacker a few times on the table. I'll hold it up parallel to the table now. And as I pull them out, you can see all the ends of those hairs are nice and even. You can now take those, keep them all together. I'll exchange hands a couple times just to get them nice tight bundle. Now I'm going to take my hairs and hold them up, and I want to measure them. I want these to extend to the bend of the hook. I'm going to hold them up there where I want them. I can see where my thread is and where I'm going to attach them. I'm going to switch hands. And I'm going to cut those fibers, leaving just enough to tie on. I have just a few extending just a very little bit in front of my fingers. I'm going to go immediately up to my hook and put that right where my thread is. I'm going to take one very loose turn around with my thread and pull towards me. Now I'm going to take 4 or 5 tight turns. Here's a little trick. I want to lock those fibers in, so I'm going to come down now near the eye of the hook and just wrap a couple times around on the shank of the hook. And now back up on those hairs. And that will lock them in there in good shape. I can come down underneath, wrap down by the eye again. Now I can let go. Now we can finish off the head on this fly. Take some more wraps underneath. I'm going to take my half-inch tool, lay it on the thread, go around the tool once, the end of the tool, up to the eye of the hook, and gently slide that thread off. Now I'm going to go twice around the tool, up to the eye of the hook, and slide that off. Lift up on it to lock that in place. Now we'll add head cement. I'm going to apply it to all the threads. We have our finished caddis.